Good morning. Welcome to Newsware's Trade Talk for Thursday, February 5th. Okay, let's get into the action and take a look at the S&Ps this morning. I am seeing some positive action. It's a good way to start the day. We were up, 0.2%. I was pretty happy. But since it's turned, it's now negative. We're down 0.49, down like 0.5%, which is, not exactly what I was expecting this morning. So futures are now negative. The big event going out there right now was that Google, earnings last night. I mean, their CapEx spend for 2026, 185 billion. I think I saw 185 billion. That's enormous. The infrastructure guys should benefit from that, like, Dell and what have you. NVIDIA could also benefit from that. But wow, man, this is a big move in the S&Ps this morning. On the economic calendar today, you got the jobless claims. That's going to be the key one in focus today. What else do we have? Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, he's going to be appearing before the Senate committee to present and discuss Financial Stability Oversight Council's annual report. On the geopolitical front, I mean, the talks between Iran and the United States are back on. This has been a seesaw. This has been going back and forth. Are they on? Are they off? There was a report yesterday saying they were off. Then Iran came back and said, "Oh no, they're on. They're on." And the U.S. confirmed late last night that they are on. So that's kind of positive. No new developments in the Russia-Ukraine talks that I saw last night. President Trump said to be making an announcement tonight at 7 p.m. We got to wait to see what that's about. I got some big buyback news this morning. Shell, for example, changes to the S&P 500. Sienna, that's going to replace ticker DAY in the S&P 500 on February 9th. CIEN. Costco, they reported their Jan comparable sales increased by 7.1% in January. That's positive. On the earnings front, I'm seeing gains in Hershey Foods. Hershey Foods gave a good report and a nice guidance. Cardinal Health, that's also trading higher. TPR, Tapestry, that's trading higher. Sienna, CI, ticker CI, that's trading higher. Cigna this morning. So, we got some good stocks trading higher after earnings, but lower are ARM, ARM Technologies, Google, and QGen, that they're all weakening after their earnings reports. But after the bell today, you got Fortnite, you got Roadblocks, you got DLR, you got Amazon. They're all scheduled to report. Turn our attention over to Europe this morning. We're showing the DAX. The DAX is now down 0.9%. It was flat, but they did have a plus 7.8% jump in manufacturing orders from December. But there is weakness in the defense stocks this morning. The FTSE's down 0.5% or 52 points. Metals, energy stocks are retreating. In France, the CAC was positive. It's now negative by 0.34%. Financial stocks are showing some, positive action after earnings, I will have to say. Looking over at Asia last night, Asia was mostly lower. I mean, the Nikkei fell 475 points. It's about the snap election that's coming up this weekend that they're really cautious about. But in Japan last night, you saw this weakness really happening with the software stocks, which weighed on the sentiment. Now, in Hong Kong, the Hang Seng, it rebounded. It opened up lower, but it rebounded. It came back strong, and it actually finished higher by 0.14% with gains in property and tech and consumer stocks. China, on the other hand, fell 0.64%. Weakness, technology, metal stocks weighed on that market. Looking over at oil this morning, and oil had a big day yesterday, but today it's weakened. It's down almost 2%. Well, I mean, WTI is down 2%. It's down 2.01% to $63.83 a barrel, whereas in Brent's at $68.12 a barrel, down 1.93%. I mean, listen, the news that the talks are back on. After the news broke saying that they were off, that's going to cause oil prices to weaken, because that means a deal is possible. Plus, on the bullish side, the EIA did come out and say the stockpiles fell by 3.5 million barrels for the week ending January 30th. Okay, let's move on and let's talk about the earnings announcements that came out. Like Google, the Google beat by 18 cents, and they did that on higher revenue. They would be, you look at the stock, it's down 3.93% this morning. It's like 4%. ARM Holdings, ticker ARM, that stock's down 4.19% this morning. They delivered a beat of 2 cents on higher revenue. And MCK, which is McKesson, MCK came out with their report last night, and they showed a beat of 7 cents on higher revenue. Stock hasn't really started trading yet. It looks like it's going to be trading higher, though, I will say, MCK, McKesson. After the bell today, you got Amazon. Their EPS is $1.98. Expected move is 8.63%. Digital Realty, DLR, their EPS is $1.83. Expected move is 4.74%. Reddit, ticker RDDT, EPS is 96 cents. Expected move is 4.31%. Street's cautious on Reddit. They're seeing weakening sales from what I was reading this morning. Weakening sales, Reddit, that's what I saw. In terms of economic reports, 8:30 a.m., we'll get the jobless claims. Jobless claims reports, is the key one for the day. Expected to come in, 212K. Last week the figure was 209K, so we'll see how it lands. And the JOLTS report, remember the JOLTS report was supposed to come out on Tuesday, but because of the government shutdown, it was delayed. Well, I see that it's actually going to be released today. So this is the December JOLTS job openings report, 10 a.m. This morning for December. At 10:15 a.m., we're going to hear from Atlanta Fed Bank President Raphael Bostic, whose term is about to expire. Okay, let's take a look at the markets. I got 13 higher, 1 unchanged, the rest lower, so it's about even. You're looking at your FANG stocks. Google's weakening, but Amazon and Tesla are weakening. Meta's off. The only thing that's really higher is Apple and Netflix. EU says that Apple Ads and Maps shouldn't come under the Digital Services Act rulebook. Google, that API spend, that CapEx spend, that was huge. That was a big number. Meta's out there touting their large language model codename Avocado. Netflix, Trump says he's going to stay out of the Netflix Paramount fight. Well, yeah, you already made your opinion very clear. You're not for it. So you after you wade into it, you can't say that you're staying out of it. You're already in it. Tesla, OpenAI accuses XAI of destroying evidence in the lawsuit. In terms of Dow Jones 30 stocks, I see Boeing. Boeing's off a little bit this morning, but I see that Citibank put them on a 90-day upside catalyst watch list. I believe there's an air show going on this month. NVIDIA sales of their H200 AI chips to China be installed by a U.S. review, I see. In terms of guidance news, Hershey Foods, HSY, they see full year 2026 EPS coming in $8.20 to $8.52. Street estimate, $7.09. That's a big uptick. Cardinal Health, CAH, they see full year 2026 EPS view, $10.15 to $10.35. Street estimates, $10.02. That's an uptick. In terms of buybacks, WMS Advanced Drainage announced a 1 billion share buyback. Shell, ticker SHEL, they announced a 3.5 stock repurchasing plan. Let's move on to our stock of the day, which is Biogen, ticker BIIB, boy, India, boy. Earnings are out tomorrow morning. Now, the EPS is $1.67, and the expected move is 4.84%. Took a quick check of yesterday's call volume, put volumes. We're talking 1,486 calls versus 587 puts. It's almost 3 to 1. It's not 3 to 1, but it's more than 2 to 1. That's for sure. And then you look at the open interest on. You look at the open interest on it. 28K versus 22K. Again, positive. I like to see that. That kind of makes me feel a lot better. And then you review the major brokers, and they're all raising price targets. So that makes me feel good, but I got to get a good entry price. Now the spread is really wide today. 172.5 to 184.94. So there's a lot of 182.50 is really the best spot to get in. I'm willing to pay up to 183.50, so it's a dollar wide. But I'm going to say 183 is my entry price. I'm going to split the difference and look and call 183 as the entry price. We'll see if that happens. But Biogen, they got a lot of good drugs out there that are getting a lot of notice. So there could be something shaken at Biogen, ticker BIIB, when their earnings report is released tomorrow morning. Keep an eye on for a move. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the stocks that are hitting the tape this morning, that are moving the market. See what we see. KTOS, Kratos Defense, announced successful test of Mighty Hornet 4 system. Taiwan Semiconductor teams with NVIDIA to scale AI infrastructure. Let's see what else we got here. CVS Caremark to begin offering generic Terapide. Ralph Lauren, increase in UF tariffs and higher marketing spend to support key global activations. Oh, Costco, they reported strong January comparable sales, up 7.1%. Arrowhead, Arrow Pharmaceuticals to be added to the S&P 400. They're replacing Sienna. Sienna is replacing Dayforce, ticker DAY, in the S&P 500 on February 9th. That's all I'm seeing this morning. Okay, let's move on to our pick of the day yesterday, which was Estee Lauder, ticker EL. The stock opened up at 116, fell down to 115.75, but closed at 119.61. The 1% was there. Now, it didn't hit all my data points. So you don't want to hold it. You got to be cautious when it's not hitting all your factors. I couldn't hold it into earnings, which is a good thing because the stock fell apart this morning. But yesterday during the day, Estee Lauder was a winner. Grabbed that 1% during the day, so we took it and walked it away. All right, traders, that concludes today's Newsware's Trade Talk podcast. Traders, you know what to do. Let's go out there and let's make some green.